Welcome back sa ating channel. Naging mainit nga no sa hindi umano sa mundo ng social media ang nangyari ngang bangayan sa Congress. Dito nga natin makikita mga kaibigan na kahit nga talaga pinatawag si Ka Eric at si Ka Loren Badoy sa Kongreso ay hindi nga sila nagpatinag dahil talagang uminit lamang ang ulo ng mga congressman na ito. Dito nga natin makikita na talagang may tinatago nga silang galit kay Ka Eric. Matatandaan natin si Ka Eric mga kababayan na talagang binabanatan nga ang mga congressman na ito dahil ito naman ang katotohanan. Ngayon nga ay iinitan pa rin ito sa 1.8 billion expenses. Dito nga pinaliwanag na walang nangyaring fake news dahil nagtatanong lamang ang news anchor na ito at wala di umano ito linabag sa batas ng Pilipinas. Kaya naman makikita natin dito mga kaibigan na sa ginawa pa lamang ng mga tambaluslos na ito kay Ka Eric ay pinapakita nila na guilty sila, lalong-lalo na ang mga congressman na ito na gusto pang ipakulong si Ka Eric sa Kongreso ay talagang hindi nga talaga sila nagpapatinag at talagang dinidiin pa rin si Ka Eric na may ginawa nga raw ito na kamalian. Hanggang ngayon ay talagang hindi pa rin magpapatinag si Ka Eric dahil ang katotohanan ay hawak nila ang mga ebidensya na sinasabi ng mga congressman at mga tambaluslos na ito ay halatang galit lamang ito kay Ka Eric. Kaya naman nila gustong pabagsakin ito. Well mga kaibigan, para nga sa karagdagang impormasyon, panoorin nga natin ang buong video at kung bago ka lamang sa akin channel, huwag kalimutan i-click ang subscribe button at notification bell para lagi kang updated sa ating mga bagong video. At para sa sulit viewers natin dyan, maraming salamat sa walang sawang pagsuporta.
There was no allegations about the 1.8 billion pesos, Mr. Chair. It was just a question given not in behalf of SMNI, but it is a statement by an anchor of SMNI.
It is with regards to your program wherein you alleged na gumastos po ang Kongreso ng 1.8 billion pesos sa traveling expenses to determine whether SMNI is liable with regards to the violation of Section 4 of the franchise, disseminating unverified news. Ngayon, tinanong po natin, Mr. Chair, kanina sa mga legal counsel ng SMNI regarding this program. So, nandito na po yung dalawang anchor person. Sino po yung nagsabi na mayroong 1.8 billion pesos na ginastos ang Kongreso para sa traveling expenses, Mr. Chair?
Ako po yung nagsabi sa forma ng pagtatanong mula po sa dalawang pinanggalingang impormasyon na pumasok po sa amin, particularly sa akin. And hindi po yung buong Kongreso ang tinutumbok ng pagtatanong na yon, kung hindi ang Office of the Speaker ni Speaker Martin Romualdez. So to give context to that, ini-interview po namin si former Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission Chairperson Greco Belica tungkol sa 1.1 billion na allegation sa travel expenses ni Secretary Loizaga ng DENR. Live via Zoom siya. And then, pumasok po yung unang impormasyon. Yung isang impormasyon ay unlisted number sa cellphone ko. Yung isa po ay kilala ko na source. At dati ko na po siyang nakakausap nung ako po ay nasa National Operations Command ng NPA. So matagal ko na siyang kilala at nagbibigay siya ng mga impormasyon noon nung ako ay aktibo pa sa NPA. So, nagtutugma yung kanilang pagtatanong. Ka Eric kindly asked the resource persons, former Secretary Greco Belica, kung totoo ba na may 1.8 billion na umabot na expenses si Speaker Martin Romualdez from the travel. So, ako po yung unang nagbungad niyan habang ini-interview namin si Secretary Greco Belica. At ang source ko po, ang isa ay unlisted number sa text message, pero tumugma po doon sa isang source na kilala ko. And yun po ang dahilan kung bakit kami nagbungad noon without any intent of malice or imputing any sign of disrespect to the Speaker of the House because it is, we presume it is part of our editorial authority and policy as well to open questions pertaining to public interest issues. And sinabi namin na sana magpaliwanag ito si Speaker Martin Romualdez or ang House of Representatives as a matter of our obligation under the editorial authority provided by SMNI sa mga anchors.
Mr. Chair, Kyrie, when you delivered your statement, you presumed that your source was correct. Kayo po ba ay naniniwala na may 1.8 billion pesos na ginastos ang Kongreso para sa travel expenses?
Your Honor, kung naniniwala pa ako outright, ibig sabihin affirmative ka agad ang posisyon ko. Yung tono po ng pag-deliver sa buong konteksto ng programa ay pagtatanong, clarification, because we want to clarify matters of public interest that are so serious, like the information na ibinahagi po sa amin. So wala po kaming conclusion doon.
Alam, Mr. Chair, may we know sino po ang source ninyo?
May I request, Your Honor, to refer to the legal advice of the legal team from the SMNI.
I don't think, Mr. Chair, I have to refer to the legal counsel. Kayo po ang tinatanong ko, Kyrie. Sino po ba ang source ninyo? Remember that you are under oath.
Yes.
And under our House rules, if you cannot answer my question truthfully, we can cite you for contempt and we can detain you. So again, let me ask you again, Mr. Chair. Sino po bang source ninyo?
Again, may I request, Your Honor, to be guided properly on my legal rights and on my legal basis and foundation to appropriately answer the question of the Honorable Congressman so that I will be protected also of my constitutional and legal rights before I give the answer to a very sensitive request from the Honorable Congressman.
Mr. Chair, may I...
Yeah, Honorable Franz Castro.
Kasi Mr. Chair,
yung ating dalawang lawyer dito, they are corporate lawyers and they are not lawyer of individual anchor. So yun po ang sabi nila.
Alam po ninyo, bago po kayo dumating, kaklaruhin ko lang po yung sabi ni Congressman, ni Kong Castro. Kanina po, tinatanong po namin yung kayo. Ang sagot ko nila, hindi kami diyan dito para depensahan ang mga anchor namin. Andito kami for SMNI. Ergo, wala po silang sinasabi na wala silang otoridad na depensahan kayo. That's why, transversely, now that we're asking you, and they already manifested under oath that they cannot, they're not here to defend you or to even assist you. Therefore, we're asking, and we will have to be very clear that the question of the Honorable Pimentel should be answered directly by you.
Mr. Chair.
Kasi po, pinag-uusapan po natin, klaro naman ho kayo kanina, 3 beses kami nagtanong sa inyo.
Yes,
diba, 3 beses mo kasi, hanapin natin sa transcript, andyan yan.
Yes.
Hindi ko kami nandito para depensa ng mga anchor namin. Katunayan, may disclaimer nga kami dyan eh. Kung ano sabihin nila, wala kaming pakialam. Hindi yun siya sabi nyo kanina.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Diba? Oh,
That's our answer, Mr. Chair.
Now that we've said that, we cannot entertain that request because you manifested that earlier.
But for purposes of due
Mr.
process...
Chair, again, ulitin ko, malapit na akong uminit ang ulo. I will move to cite you in contempt for not obeying our rules.
Again, sorry for that, Mr. Chair.
Kami nga tahimik na tahimik dito. Inaantay namin yung permission ng chairman.
Oo.
Ikaw naman, resource person dito. Daldal ka ng daldal.
Thank you, the Honorable...
I'd like to apologize for that, Mr. Chair.
Yes. So now, please answer the question of the Honorable Pimentel.
Mr. Chair, again, may I ask Kay Eric, sino po bang source ninyo dito sa sinasabi ninyong gumastos ang Kongreso ng 1.8 billion pesos para sa traveling expenses?
Your Honor, if I may respectfully be allowed to request the honorable body, this committee, since the question, I think, borders to my right about the protection of my source, as well as to my constitutional right, may I humbly request the committee, are my constitutional rights suspended in this committee hearing because it is my right, I believe, to have a legal advice on sensitive matters that require for me to be protected by my constitutional right. So, without offense meant to the honorable members of this committee, may I be allowed to exercise the constitutional right for me to have a counsel to properly advise me on legally sensitive question, which I believe may deem into the encroachment of my fundamental constitutional guarantee of rights in the Constitution.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, the Honorable Akop is recognized.
We as a body or individually are not suppressing the rights of Mr. Celis. We're just asking him a question. If he wants to answer so, he answers. If not, he tells us the reason why he will not be able to answer. Di po ba? Hindi naman namin sinusuppress yung right mo rito eh. We're not. We're just asking you a question. Now, if you prefer to answer it, do so. If not, then you say so. Why not? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And it's not incriminatory. Therefore, you cannot cite the right to self-incrimination.
Mr. Chair, aside from this, and more than that, we are not conducting hearing under a court of law. We're conducting hearing in Congress. And I'm not very sure if you are entitled to a legal counsel. Hindi naman to kaso itong inaatupag natin. This is an inquiry in aid of legislation. And it's a simple question because what we are trying to determine here, Mr. Chair, iko yung sinabi ho ninyo, totoo ba yun o hindi? Based on the privileged speech of Congressman J.J. Romualdez, J.J. Suarez, we would like to know, kasi baka naman tainted itong source mo, whether this was politically motivated. In fact, hindi ko nga alam kung bakit na pinalabas yung 1.8 billion pesos yung traveling expenses ni Speaker, when in fact, for your enlightenment, Yusek Lorraine and Ka Eric, Mr. Chair, andito po yung finance officer natin. Nandito po din kanina si Secretary General Velasco. Para madinigo lang ninyo to Mr. Bobby Maling. Magkano ang ginastos ng Kongreso at ni Speaker for this year para sa traveling expenses? Para madinig po ni Ka Eric at saka ni Lorraine.
With your permission, Mr. Chair, for the Office of the Speaker, the total expenses for the travel is 4.3 million, more or less, Mr. Chair. And for the other expenses, for the other official expenses, it's 35.2 million, Mr.
Okay. Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair,
it is very clear po, no, Ka Eric and Lorraine. Ang ginastos lang po ni Speaker Romualdez was 4.3 million pesos from January to October. Ang Kongreso was 35 million. So ang kabuuan po ng gastos ng Kongreso, including yung travel ni Speaker, was only 39 million pesos. Pero yung sa show ninyo, ang sinabi nyo kay Speaker lang ang binanggit ninyo, hindi yung sa Kongreso. So actually, it was only 4.3 million pesos. Napakalayo naman po doon sa sinabi nyo na 1.8 billion pesos. Hindi po kaya na ginagamit ninyo ang SMNI for a smear campaign? Because in the recent months, ilang mga shows, ilang mga programa ng SMNI was directed to malign, to attack Congress as an institution. Kaya po tanong ko, baka naman yung programa ninyo ginagamit na rin yan para atakihin ang Kongreso. Kaya we need to know yung source ninyo. Because if not, baka naman gawa-gawa lang ninyo na yung sinasabi nyong source, wala naman kayong source. Yan ang gusto naming malaman. Kung ito ba ay gagawa-gawa ninyo or according to you, there's a source. Because we want also to know whether SMNI is liable for the violation of Section 4 of your franchise. Sinasabi kanina ni Attorney Tolentino, meron silang disclaimer. But on the other hand, there is a conflict. But on the other hand, may disclaimer nga sila na wala daw silang pakialam sa kung anong sabihin ng mga anchor persons. However, he said that you are talents of SMNI paid by SMNI. So meaning you're under control of SMNI. So that disclaimer does not apply. Mag-apply lang siguro yung disclaimer if you're a black timer. But according to SMNI officials, you are talents of SMNI. So directly, you're under their management and supervision. Kaya dapat, Mr. Chair, malaman natin yung source o baka naman guni-guni lang ni Ka Eric yung source na yun. You have two sources, you said. Yung unang source, taga saan ba? Or from where? From media ba? From Congress?
Mr. Chair, may I please say something first, Mr. Chair? Could I?
The question is directed to Ka Eric. So, can you please reply?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'm directing the question to Ka Eric because he said earlier, I asked both of them, sabi niya siya nagsalita nung sa 1.8 billion pesos. Gusto natin mga certain, sinasabi niya may dalawang source siya. Saan nga nanggaling yung source, Mr. Chair? Until now, napakasimpleng tanong po ito, this is not self-incriminating because we are not under the court of law. This is only an inquiry in aid of legislation. Kung natatakot po kayong kakasuhan, ano naman ikakaso sa inyo? Isasabihin lang naman ninyong source. Unless sabi ko nga, wala talagang source.
May I be allowed to reply to the question, Mr. Chairman, please, and to the Honorable Congressman? I believe in the practice of journalism, the protection of the integrity and the trust and confidence of the source in the stories or in the information gathered related to stories are sacred. They are like contracts. If not legally as a contract, sacred po yun para sa mga journalists. Nandito yung mga media. I know how they also feel kapag pinilit sila na ang source nila, ilabas nila doon sa mga sensitibong impormasyon. So yun po ang aking inaalala. Dahil ang source ko na ito, Congressman Pimentel, sir, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, matagal ko na siyang source nung nasa NPA pa ako. At wala po akong pag-aalangan na ang kanya mga impormasyon na ibinibigay ay tumutugma doon sa mga impormasyon na nakukuha ko when I was still part of the National Intelligence Unit of the NPA National Operations Command. So kilala ko siya. The other source, sinabi ko na po, Your Honors, ito po ay unlisted number. Dinilit ko siya, pero nagulat lang ko na tumugma sa isang source na kilala ko. And I had a meeting with him. May pinakita siya, ayun tuloy, na-reveal ang gender, na lalaki siya. I had a meeting with the source at may pinakita siya mga documents. Hindi kaagad kami nag-conclude because I have to seek audience and guidance from the editorial authority of SMNI. But the question was posed immediately because the source texted us during the interview live kay former Secretary Greco Belica. So nang kinausap ko siya, sabi ko, we need the documents to sustain the discussion. So hindi po ito smear campaign or isang kampanyang orchestrated para sumira sa imahin at integridad ng House of Representatives. I believe, sakop po ito ng tamang paglulunsad ng press freedom at gawaing pang-journalist, yung ginagawa namin. Dahil kami po ay naniniwala na public interest issue na magkaroon ng pagpapaliwanag sa pamamagitan po ng paghahayag na ito, kagaya ng we are now very enlightened. Thank you so much, Your Honors, na sinabi po dito na less than 5 million pala yung expenses ni Speaker Martin Romualdez at yung buong House of Representatives ay nasa 35 million lang. So kung inilahad namin ito as a series of special report, we need vetting and verification dun sa source. Hindi ko po siya pwedeng ma-reveal because pag na-reveal siya, there were a lot of information na naibigay niya noon sa amin nung nasa NPA ako na pinagkatiwala niya sa akin dahil kami ay may mabuting relasyon tungkol sa secrecy of information. So kaya po ako humihingi ng pag-unawa ng body na ito na kapag ito po siya ay ma-reveal, baka maraming makakalkal na mga impormasyon na hindi na
Mr.
kailangan
Chair,
po.
Sinasabi kanina ni Ka-Eric na tumutugma. Kanina pa she's saying the word how many times yung tumutugma. Sa tingin ba ninyo tumutugma yung 1.8 billion pesos dun sa 4.3 million pesos na it is on record, it is a public document, we can release that to the public? Napakalayo naman. Ba't ka magsasabi na tumutugma? Eh wala namang pagtutugma yung 1.8 billion pesos to 4.3. It's a simple arithmetic. Napakalayo naman po. And then you said earlier, Mr. Chair, si Ka-Eric, sabi niya na binibet yung source. In this case, very clear, you did not bet your source. Paano naman yung sasabi mong 1.8 to ano? Kung nagtanong lang kayo dito sa Kongreso, magkano mas lalong tutugma doon ano, pero yung sinasabi mo yun, walang pagtutugma yun. That's way 1.8 billion pesos compared to 4.3 million pesos.
Your Honor, if I may...
Tsaka alam ko, Mr. Chair, kaya tinatanong namin ang source mo, baka naman politically motivated yan. Baka naman yung source mo ay isang politiko na gusto lang manira. As you have said, kailangan i-vet, but very clear, it was not vetted yung source mo. Paano magiging 1.8 billion pesos ang 4.3 million pesos?
Sir, if I may...
Tatanong ko sa iyo, Mr. Chair, you are part of media. Hindi kaya nasunog ka doon sa informasyon na binigay sa iyo?
Sir, may I reply?
Yes, you may now reply.
Thank you, sir. Baka na, with due respect kay Congressman Pimentel, hindi ko po sinasabi na tumutugma doon sa data na inirelease ng Finance Committee. Tumutugma yung source ko doon sa nag-text. Kahit review po natin yung record, naka-record po naman tayo lahat. Tumutugma, kaya ko binigyan ng pagkakataon, nabigyan ng atensyon, Congressman Pimentel, sir, Your Honor. Tumutugma yung unang text doon sa ibinigay na information din ng source.
Yeah, I know, I understand yung Mr. Chair. Sinasabi mo, kino-compare mo yung unang source mo doon sa pangalawang source mo. Sinasabing pareho, which is pareho silang mali.
Yes,
hindi ba? Ngayon, Mr. Chair, tanong ko sa iyo, aminin mo ba na mali yung impormasyon mo?
Ngayon po.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, that's why we need vetting. Kaya nga hindi namin inilabas as a special report or news. It was a commentary question.
Chair,
it was a commentary
sa
question.
very clear, it is on record, it is on the minutes, inaamin po ninyo na nagkamali kayo ng information ninyo dahil sa nasabi nyo 1.8 pero 4.3 lang. Now, since nagkamali kayo, are you willing to recant your statements and apologize to Congress?
If that will heal the wound of the degree of an amount of insult that was forwarded to Congress, kung ganun pong epekto niyan, wala pong problema sa akin personally yon. Because trabaho po namin na kilalanin ang pagkakamali kung may pagkakamali. Pero trabaho din po namin ang magtanong kung may dapat itanong. Ang pagpapaliwanag po sa mga datos na ito ay isang oportunidad na nanggaling doon sa pagtatanong. And we are very much willing to admit that indeed the source was wrong. In this committee hearing, we are very appreciative of the guidance provided by us by the data. Sa tanong ni Honorable Congressman Pimentel, am I ready to personally apologize to Speaker Martin Romualdez and to the House of Representatives for the effect of insult created by that kind of questioning, which is now being given a proper enlightenment? Yes, sir. That my answer is on the affirmative, Congressman Pimentel.
Mr. Chair, Eric, clear. The matter that we are discussing here is not a matter of insult. What we are discussing or what we are deliberating is what is the truth. Yung po hindi naman ibig sabihin na we are conducting an inquiry dahil na-insultong Kongreso, na-insultong institution. We are conducting this inquiry kasi lumalabas nga mali yung balita na pinalabas ninyo. Yun lang po naman ang gusto naming matuwid. Kung mali yun, you accept the fact na nagkamali po kayo. Because hindi lang ito yung cases na nangyari sa FCMNI. Earlier, wala pa po kayo. Si Atty. Domingo has already stated that there have been many cases that have been filed against SMNI. Sa pang-aapi nga, sa mga individual. So it seems that SMNI is going to that direction where it is being used, the franchise is being used to attack individuals. Yun dapat hindi naman yun ang mandato ninyo. It is very clear in Section 4 that you should not disseminate fake news or unverified reports. And then, kanina nga, sinabi ni Attorney Tolentino that yes, there are many cases, but they have not been found guilty. It's not of a matter of being convicted, but rather, although it's true, wala pa hong guilty verdict yung mga kaso, but the fact remains that there have been so many cases filed against SMNI simply means that meron ho kayong mga violations. Simply means na marami na kayong inatake. Kasi kung wala, edi wala sanang kaso. Iba ho yung matter ng being found guilty. But the fact still remains na kaya nga kayo pinailan ng kaso as what Atty. Domingo has said because of your vicious attacks on individuals. And ngayon, inaatake na naman yun yung Kongreso, which has been done before, hanggang kailan kayo magtitigil? Sana naman po, this should just be a reminder to the anchor persons na bago kayo magpalabas ng mga reports ninyo, sabi mo nga, kailangan i-vet this time around, hindi nyo na-vet ng insakto, because reputations of individuals and political leaders are at stake. So sana naman po, wag na nyo gamitin yung programa ninyo para sa pag-atake ng mga individual. But rather, sabi nga ninyo, yung programa nyo, laban para sa bayan. Hindi na laban para sa bayan nyo, kundi pag-atake na sa mga individual.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Just klaro ha. Alam po ninyo, hindi naman ho kayo personal ang Kaya nga sinabi ko, wala naman pong Hindi po kayo personal ang aming ang rason kung bakit po tayo nandito. Ang talagang rason nito, at hindi naman po ito press freedom. Ang dito, meron bang violation sa prangkisa? Yun ang hoto. Okay? Ito po ang punot dulo ng hearing na to.
Well mga kaibigan, maliwanag pa nga sa sikat ng araw. Sinabi na ng news anchor na wala itong linabag na batas at nagtatanong lamang bakit ganun kalaki ang kanilang ginasto sa travel expenses nila na umabot ng 1.8 billion na pera naman ito ng taong bayan at hindi nila pera at tax ito ng ating mga kababayang Pinoy. Kaya naman may karapatan ang taong bayan lalong-lalo na at nagtatanong lamang sila, kaya naman sagutin nyo ng maayos, ipakita nyo ang resibo kung wala talaga kayong tinatago dahil kung hindi nyo nga ito sasagutin ay talagang totoo ang sinatanong ni Ka Eric na 1.8 billion ang ginastos ninyo sa travel expenses. Kung kayo ang tatanungin mga kaibigan, ano ang inyong mga opinion? Just comment below sa ating comment section at ating pag-uusapan.